If you look through an elephant's eyes right now, the world wouldn't just look different, it would feel different. Colors would fade, distance would change, but something invisible to humans would suddenly become impossible to ignore. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why elephants experience a completely different reality than we do. Here's the thing: when you look at an elephant, it's easy to assume it's seeing the exact same world you are. The same sky, the same trees, the same colors. But that's not even close to the truth. Believe it or not, if you could instantly swap your eyes with an elephant's, you'd probably think something was wrong. The world would feel flatter, colors would lose their punch. Details you'd normally notice would almost disappear. And that's because an elephant isn't just looking at the world differently, it's experiencing a completely different version of reality. Think about it for a second. Your brain has spent your entire life convincing you that the way you see the world is the way the world actually looks. Turns out that's just your version of reality. Every species lives inside its own sensory bubble, shaped by millions of years of evolution. And an elephant's bubble is unlike almost anything we can imagine. But the craziest part, the biggest difference isn't what elephants can see, it's what they don't even need to see. Every species lives inside its own sensory bubble, shaped by millions of years of evolution. What does the world actually look like to an elephant? Well, it's probably a lot less colorful than you'd expect. While humans can separate millions of different colors, elephants don't have that same range. They mainly see shades of blue and yellow, while colors like bright reds and vivid greens become much harder to tell apart. Imagine walking through a sunset, except the glowing reds and oranges you've loved your entire life suddenly fade into dull, muted tones. That bright field of wildflowers, it wouldn't explode with color anymore. It would blend together into something much quieter. At first, that sounds like a disadvantage. Like elephants are missing out on one of the most beautiful parts of our world. But here's where it gets interesting. Nature almost never takes something away without giving something back. Because while humans spend their lives chasing colors, elephants evolved to notice something far more important. Something that has nothing to do with eyesight at all. Here's the twist: for an animal that can weigh over 10,000 pounds, elephants don't actually depend on their eyesight very much. In fact, compared to many other animals, their vision is surprisingly average. So if they can't always rely on what they see, how do they navigate dense forests? Find water from miles away, recognize members of their family, or sense danger before it's even visible? The answer is simple. They don't experience the world with just their eyes. Their trunk is constantly collecting information from the air, picking up scents too faint for humans to notice. Their massive ears capture deep, low-frequency sounds that travel far beyond what we can hear. Every step, every breath, every movement is feeding their brain a stream of information that has nothing to do with sight. In a way, an elephant isn't just looking at the world. It's reading it. And believe it or not, the most incredible part of that system is still hidden beneath its feet. Remember when I said the most incredible part was hidden beneath their feet? I wasn't exaggerating. Believe it or not. An elephant can detect vibrations traveling through the ground from miles away. While we're busy listening with our ears, elephants are gathering information with their feet. Every step another elephant takes, every distant rumble, even thunder rolling across the landscape, can send tiny vibrations through the earth. Vibrations that are completely invisible to us, but not to them. Specialized receptors in their feet help them detect these low-frequency signals, allowing them to sense activity long before they can actually see it. Imagine knowing another herd is approaching. Before it appears on the horizon, imagine sensing danger. Before a single sound reaches your ears. That's not science fiction. That's everyday life for an elephant. And once you realize that, you stop thinking of elephants as animals with big bodies. You start thinking of them as living sensory machines. Let's stop talking about elephants for a moment. Instead, let's see the world the way one does. You're walking across an open savanna. The colors around you feel softer, quieter, almost washed out. You don't notice every tiny detail in the distance, because you don't have to. The wind carries scents that tell you where water is hiding. A familiar smell tells you your family is close. Then, you pause, not because you saw something,
but because you felt it. A faint vibration travels through the ground beneath your feet, Another herd. Still too far away to see yet somehow. You already know that they're to a human. The world is mostly something to look at to an elephant. It's something to feel and in that moment. You realize you've been relying on the wrong sense your entire.
The next time you see an elephant, remember this. You're not looking at an animal that simply sees the world differently. You're looking at a creature experiencing a version of reality that humans can never fully step into. And maybe that's what makes nature so incredible. Every species is living in the same world. But no two species are experiencing the same reality. If you enjoyed seeing the world through an elephant's eyes, stick around. Because next time, we're stepping into the mind of another animal. And trust me, it might be even stranger.